You go ahead and start and I'll listen.
Well, we're kind of in panic mode, trying not to be today because Fluffy, the other kitty that I wanted to talk to you about, um, I didn't know this, but we had like the laundry room is where she sleeps and spends a lot of time, and we have an air purifier in there and everything. We've got it set up pretty good, and I got those self-heating warming pads, and it's all great. But then I'm not sure if this is what did it, but the we had some peppermint oil like in a bottle that kind of tipped over, and so I just noticed like the peppermint smell was in there. Um and but then the other thing is because I haven't yet got her to the vet. Like I got um the stuff, let's see, that you told me to get for, calming them down. um
Was it the
and
peel away or was it the herbal ones or was it the essential? Oh my gosh, there's so many things.
no,
Thank
I went to the
goodness.
vet and got this, like, what is it, gabapentin.
Oh, to do the quarter gabapentin so she can go to the vet and get just
Yeah.
things done.
And
Yeah, you're
well
going to
so
be happy about that.
but basically we've because we haven't got her to done that and got her to the vet yet, we're basically medicating two cats on one prescription. And so, like, it's 6 mils, but we weren't giving grout that much. We were giving her 4, but then it kind of went up to 5. So we've been trying to only give
Did you
Fluffy
say, but are you talking about the prescription of prednisone or the prescription of gabapentin? You,
prednisolone.
prednisone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And
okay.
And so we were trying to give Fluffy a little bit less. Like, we've been trying not to have her need very much. But I think because of that, she started feeling worse. And whenever she feels worse, she like heads out. And so basically, like, we can't get her in now. And she did come to the
Oh.
edge of the fence. And right now, her situation isn't good. She's like breathing pretty hard and she was having a coughing fit.
Mm.
And so we're pretty upset this morning and like blaming ourselves and trying to figure out, like, okay, how to get her. So I put her self-warming pad out there. I put like some canned salmon. That's what she always likes. Then I put the prednisolone in there, like a pretty big dose because she's in such a bad way right now. And of course, she just totally ignored all of it and went back into the fence line. And so I don't know, like last winter when this happened for the first time, she was like gone for like 5 days in the
Mm.
middle of snowy weather. And, but she hadn't been on, I hadn't had her on any steroids then. And then she came back and I was like, oh my God. And I took her, I forget the order of how these things go. I took her into the vet without any gabapentin, and that was a bad experience for all.
Yeah.
But they gave some antibiotics, which then this time when I went in, they said, "Oh, those are not good anymore," because I put them in the fridge and I wasn't supposed to. And at that point, she wasn't tame enough for me to even think about getting any antibiotics into her. But then she started like, I got the chicken flavored prednisolone, and both of the cats don't seem to mind it. So I was just giving her a little bit. Well, then when I went in this time to try to get the gabapentin, which they did give me a prescription for and a big bottle of it. I don't know what
Oh
you're,
my God.
you
You
know,
hardly need anything. You only need a couple of them because it's a fourth of a tablet is all
well,
you.
it's liquid. They gave me liquid.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
And what it says is give 1 ml by mouth the evening before and again the morning of 2 hours prior to a stressful event. Can give every 8 to 12 hours for calming may cause sedation. And it says um,
Okay. That's
it
probably
says suspension 100
milligrams per mil.
milligrams per mil.
Okay.
And
So,
so I wasn't sure how that would, and it's got like 30 servings in it. So I
yeah,
wasn't sure how that would like how much of this, since it's not a tab, right? Like how that
right.
equates,
It
right?
equated. Well, while we're talking, I'm just going to figure it out.
Okay.
and
And
uh,
I think she weighs about like maybe 9 pounds because Grout weighs 12 pounds. And Ed is really good with the cats. Like Fluffy he's picked her up and carried her before, like not up on his shoulder, but like moving her around and she doesn't struggle.
okay,
That's good. But when she's outside, she won't let us get near her. When she's inside, she acts like she's tame.
normal cat.
Yeah,
Wow.
but outside, no. And then, of course, when they feel bad, they don't want anybody near them. But she's like, anyway, tell me to stop talking if you need to concentrate on what you're
Oh
doing.
no, I'm good. I figured out that 100 milligrams is a pretty high dose, that we maybe try to get away with just 50 milligrams. But you almost have to try it once before you have this big vet appointment,
Yeah.
because it can really gork them, and you really don't want that. It just should take the edge off. So it just depends on how fractious she is. If she sounds pretty fractious though, so
I mean, they had gloves on because I told them I wanted to be honest. I told them she's a semi-feral kitty. And like she walked into that carrier for me, like she's a super smart cat. Like she knew I was trying to help her. But then they put those big gloves on and it's
I
like
know
cracking
it's
up bed and she was, hysterical. Obviously, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. And they had to try like 80 million times to get x-ray of her. And now, of course, since this was a year ago, almost, it's like it was January last year this vet, even though it was the same vet, it wasn't the same. It was at the same place, Chuckanut Valley Vet, but the vet that had seen her moved on to a different vet place,
mm,
and so like all of the records are I don't know. Anyway, they told me you have to bring her in so we can get a new X-ray and see what's going on now, which makes sense. But they could barely get an X-ray last time, and she bit the tech, but the tech was wearing gloves, so anyway,
okay. So yeah, she might need the higher dose. I'm not sure, but yeah, just realize it's a pretty hefty dose, but
I
maybe
mean, it won't like if she's
it won't have
good,
any. It's fine. I mean, she'll be
she'll be able
more.
to breathe, right? I mean, even though she's having trouble breathing, that's why we're bringing her in. It's not going to like sedate her.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is like if her nose or something is trapped up against the side of the crate. I mean, a smaller dose would be safer.
I'd rather go for safer.
Why don't you try for something like if they want to do 1 cc, you got to shake it up really good so you make sure it's concentrated. But why don't you try for zero point 0.6 or something like that? It's not quite 50, but it's also not quite 100, something in between zero point 0.6, zero point 0.7. Yeah,
Okay.
that seems like a good compromise.
Okay. Yeah, it's like one of
Then,
these things.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it says, oh, yeah. So it's got zero point 0.5 on the bottom. It's a 3 milliliter one. So it's like zero point 0.5 and then a mark halfway and then 1 mil. So,
Okay. It sounds
uh,
like she just needs zero point 0.6 or.
okay.
And the night before, when you do it, you can kind of gauge like an hour or two after. Is it like, and then definitely do it like 2 hours before you have that appointment. So there's a lot of time for it to work.
Yeah. If
Okay.
I want if I want to try it out first to see like how, I mean, is it okay to try it like one
Yeah.
week and
Yeah.
although I feel like the way she's at, well, so if we can get her to come back inside, we can give her prednisolone and get her breathing under control because I know that because it's worked for her. Like,
It works. So the thing is, it's very suppressive, but you just have to realize it's kind of a guarantee for your next asthma attack. It
yeah,
doesn't, it doesn't, it actually kind of negatively teaches the body. It teaches the body to be sick. So that's why I was like trying to get these other things. So, um,
yeah.
what about have you used? I'm just thinking about out loud here. I mean, I know we've talked about a lot of herbs, but what about just like quercetin, the bioflavonoid quercetin to kind of
Oh,
stop with the allergy part? And then you could even do that with a little bit of nettle. And I'm just talking out loud here. A little magnesium. These are very helpful. Like you could do little bits in that salmon, where once you have her back, you could, so that you are kind of, and more of a preventative, like so she gets that all the time, like every day, all the time.
How much?
It would just be tiny amounts. It's kind of whatever you can get in. I mean, but if in the sort of perfect world, it'd be something like 100 milligrams of each thing a day, you know. But like in our world, maybe it's a pinch, or it's, but even a pinch in a small cat like that will make a big difference. And maybe it will be preventative for something like this, because I think the peppermint oil. I mean, it sounds like you guys have maybe a mold issue, so so you have mold, you have anyway. But
Yeah.
the peppermint, like they can have, if they're sensitive, if it's they're so sensitive to the smells, so they could smell them 5 miles away already. And then if it's in that room,
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it was this trigger on top of everything else. So
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, if she could every day get something that's a little bit like calm the immune system, calm the immune system, calm the immune system, so that when you're in these kind of situations, it's not as bad where you're like, oh my God, I have to do all this prednisone. Because once you do that, like I said, it does, like it can save a life, but it doesn't teach the body anything. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And I know you already know that, but like just to reiterate
Well,
that.
no, I mean, I appreciate you saying that because I know that it's bad. I just didn't know exactly how it was bad.
Yeah, I can talk to you a lot about how it's supposed,
Yeah.
like I say,
Bad.
it save a life. So is it bad? Is it good? It depends on how you use it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
can talk.
last,
I can tell you about it though, really well, because I've been on high doses of it myself for
okay.
my immune problems and so I'm going to try to make it quick because I know we have other stuff, but there's like 4 pages of side effects in the PDR. Like, so, the physician's desk references has like 4 pages of side effects. But so there's all these, there's reasons why it's bad. I'm just talking about like how it trains the body or doesn't train the body. Like something like quercitin or nettle or even lobelia, an herb that opens airways, even a drop or two of lobelia, that those train the body in a positive way. In other words, they have the potential of saying to the body long term, hey, do you really need to react this much? This is an immune reaction, but maybe you can just settle it down. And the body will often, especially if the animal's responsive to it, the body will go, okay, my reactions aren't as bad the next time. Whereas when you take something like an immunosuppressive therapy of any kind, like it could be prednisone, let's just say, it what it does is, how it works is it just stabilizes those cell membranes, so the communication between the cells is not occurring. So then it's almost like breaking that line of communication, but the pathology is still there.
Yeah.
So so then so then you still have then you have a break in the complement cascade of the immune reaction. So now you don't have the immune reaction, but all of the physiology that led up to that is still there. And not only that, but it's hypersensitized. So because the body says, oh, it's like knocking on someone's door. Like, I'm going to knock, they're not going to answer. That's what the prednisone does. I'm going to knock, they're not going to answer. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then the body, because that's the body going, I'm saying something. Are you paying attention to
Yeah.
me? And
Yeah.
so so what happens? The reaction, the physiology that led to the reaction gets worse over time. And
Yeah.
so what we want to do is, even if we can, do those other things as a preventative tool so that the physiology doesn't get worse. At the best, at the worst, it could stay still. Because that's why people who are getting managed with Western medicine for asthma tend to have worse and worse and worse attacks. It's
Yeah.
like you have an attack, and you're like, oh, look, this drug kept me out of it, and then you have to keep increasing the
Yeah.
suppressive.
That's what's happened. That's what's happened.
And that's what happens to people. I mean, gosh, I think of all the people, even famous people that died from asthma. And it's like, you think about it and you're like, oh yeah, that happened to them too. One puff of the inhaler used to do it. And then it was like, oh, well,
Yeah.
okay, I'll just take two because one worked. But they're not realizing that the physiology is not getting better. And that is
Yeah.
something that I'm always thinking about for myself, because I was in that same loop. I've been in that same loop many, many times with my bronchitis, asthma, immune regulation, all my stuff. And if I eat, I can bring on an asthma attack by just eating a cookie.
Wow.
I mean, I am so sensitive. Or eating a French, or eating like, if I eat like maybe 4 or 5 French fries, asthma attack. But I just know that I have those immune reactions, but it's made me a lot more sensitive to the animals. It's like I know a least little thing can throw them off too. So,
Yeah.
and how do you manage that and all those things? So I know for me, I have to take like 5 quercitins and I can usually peel back the layers with that. I mean, I take a lot. I use that super quercetin from Blue
Yeah.
Bonnet. Okay.
From Blue Bonnet? Oh,
Mhm. It's
okay.
been the best quercetin out there because there's some evidence in some places that say like cats can't have high doses of quercetin because it can cause kidney issues, like almost like a tannin reaction in the kidney. But I've never seen that with Blue Bonnet super
Okay.
quercetin. And maybe it's because it's not just quercetin, it's the bromelain and the rutin. Rutin is one of the best things you can do for the lungs.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
yeah. So, and you could if you I mean, I know you have your supplement access at the store. You could just do Rutin as your pinch, you know. You're not going to hurt it with it. It's not going to hurt. So, yeah, Rutin,
So, yeah, and it's like how to, or like lobelia, like I have
lobelia is a drop. A
a
drop.
drop. So like with the tinctures, like one drop, but it's like, okay, how to get them to take it, you know? I just
Oh, okay, so we need to find something more palatable.
like if it's a tincture, it's got that alcohol in there. And
I
I don't know
know.
if it'd be better to get like a kid's one with glycerin or something.
I mean, I think you could get a kid's one with glycerin. It just won't be quite as strong. With lobelia, you can actually make a tea from the plant. It's a very ubiquitous. It's also called vomit root, though. So it does open up the airways like a drug. It's an incredible airway opener, but it's also called vomit root because a drop won't do it, and even 2 drops in a cat, and even probably 5 drops won't do it in a cat. But if you give a cat like 10 drops,
They're gonna
um,
throw up.
you throw up. Yeah, it's vomit root. It's the
Oh,
other.
golly.
It's
Okay.
a wonderful. That herb though is like it can save lives. So again, all these things have their pluses
Yeah.
and minuses. I mean, 1 drop. I can't imagine they'd mind 1 drop of alcohol though. I just think that would not be a problem for a cat.
Well, I
So,
mean, I haven't tried it on any of the other cats. I just tried with Grout, and she's
okay.
notoriously fussy about everything. You know
And
what I mean?
what about doing like a slurry with these things? Like, kind of doing a force feed slurry. Is
I
that
mean, I can give her like I haven't got to that point with Fluffy yet, but we might be able to do it. One time we got something into her mouth and she's better at handling her now, so it's like somewhere he could kind of hold her, and I'm pretty fast and good at getting like, this thing into the corner of a cat's mouth and like, you know.
it seems like if you can get
So
that in there, that tastes bad. If you can get that in there, you could probably get like a good tasting slurry with like a drop of lobelia. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to troubleshoot. You either force it or get cooked liver and you make a pate and then you just put the herbs like little pinches in the pate and you do it before they eat. So, and then I mentioned the kibble idea, but that's only good for liquids. Yeah.
for what?
For liquids,
Oh, yeah.
putting a
Yeah.
drop of tincture
Yeah.
on the kibble and then you just giving them like 1 kibble and
I
then
tried that, and then I tried it. I put it on one kibble, and then I even buried it with a few more to try to like, but she just wouldn't. And
okay.
that was like the stuff that she always likes to eat, but she was just like, no, I can tell you've changed that.
Okay.
Um, I don't
Maybe
know
the
if
other cat won't be as hard,
yeah, maybe not, but
but
like with grout, I can put pretty much anything into a like a thing and squirt it into her mouth.
oh, good. Then you can do
So
it.
like I think maybe a slurry because like she's
That's
used to me doing twice a day, me doing prednisolone, right?
right.
And
This is
so, like, if
right.
it tastes bad, but if we could get something that tasted good, well, hi, Grout.
Grout.
Also, Grout is,
I wanted to look at Grout's tongue, but I didn't know if we had time. And then we can't look at Fluffy's tongue if Fluffy's outside, right?
how do
Doesn't
I
sound.
get, trying to think of how to get, I always
You
forget.
can send it later too, so we don't waste the time, so
Yeah,
if you
I
want.
don't know how to, here's the baby, but,
Oh, there
but
she
I don't,
is. Oh,
I can like have Ed hold her and we can look at her tongue right now if you want.
would it take long?
No.
Okay, let's do it.
You can come over here and hold Grout's mouth open so we can look at her. It's probably not going to look any different because I haven't been able to really do any of the stuff. That's the other thing is,
Well, that's okay. I just
oh
want to look at
God,
it and
our
see if
lives are so screwed up. It's like we get this information and then the the way how fast we implement it is not fast
that
enough.
doesn't matter. It's okay.
But anyway,
You go at your pace, Right now everybody's insane right now because of the holidays and
I know.
it's okay. Just write it down somewhere though. Like in fact, we'll come up with a good slurry start idea
Okay.
before
Yeah,
we're
I
done.
think that's what it's going to have to be for Grout. And with
And then you
Fluff,
just
I
put
just
it
don't.
on the fridge and then you're going, I'm busy, busy, busy. Okay, now I'm not as busy. Let's try it.
Yeah. Um, Honey, are you ready? I'm ready now. I'm ready now for you to hold the cat. Um,
Thank
oops. Oh
you.
my God, she's right behind me. She just,
They're on your under your feet, aren't they?
I know. We'll see
Oh,
if we can get, um, okay. Let's see if we can get your little mouth open again like we did before.
what a good cat.
Okay.
Hey, Ed.
Hi. So there's her mouth. Can you hold it open, honey?
Adorable. Just want to see if she's any pinker. Okay.
Oh, did you see anything?
I did. She looked like a little bit pinker. Can we try one more time? Can you guys have her a little bit, have the camera pointing a little down or she pointing a little up?
Oh, maybe.
Because the camera, she
She's
went out of view pretty fast.
she's she's a little bit fritzy now. I don't know if she's gonna do it.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, okay, she's done.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. You know what? I think it looked a little better, but what, can you send me a picture of it later at
Yeah,
your own
I
convenience?
will. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ed. Good job. Good job.
Um,
Anything you get done with the cat is like a success.
yeah, yeah.
Think with
Um,
our own minds.
and then I've got her eating this. I know we're kind of getting off of Fluffy here, but I've got her eating this stuff now. This is the Northwest Natural.
Oh, yeah. Does she like that? Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
he really likes it, but
Nice.
it says like rabbit with bone, rabbit heart, rabbit liver, dulce powder, dried kelp, water, gelatin, ground flaxseed, psyllium husk powder, salmon oil, inulin, potassium chloride, sodium chloride mixed tocopherols, fish oil, zinc proteinate, vitamin E supplement, taurine, iron proteinate, copper proteinate, manganese proteinate, vitamin A, vitamin B6, thiamine, monotritrate, and vitamin D3.
Hey, that's maybe as good as it gets.
And
How's she doing?
so she likes it and she always wants to eat it, but she won't eat it wet yet. But
Okay.
it's like this, the other one, the one that you said to do, she likes that one too, but it's like crunchy, like the vital nutrients.
Okay. A vital
And we've
essential.
got turkey and we have rabbit in that one, and she gets those too, but those are rock hard. But she likes
Okay.
to crunch them up. But this one, I put it in a jar and um
How do
it
we get it
is
moisture? I mean,
it's like um it's very like much like softer. Like
okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think,
it
yeah.
crumbles up and gets wet. And then I got Penelope to eat it wet. So she
Okay.
ate it wet and then she was fine one time, but then another time I think she threw it up because like I don't know. Oh God.
Did
Oh,
she eat it
I'm
too
so
fast?
sorry, honey. Oh, I'm so
Aw.
sorry. I just stepped on her foot. Oh, poor
Oh, she's
baby.
all right. She's a cat. She's stronger than
Oh,
all of us put together.
God. it's so stressful with Fluffy not coming in, and then I step on the other cat. Like,
It always comes in groups, but hey, you know what, Katie, you do such a great job. I mean, look at you've got all these cats and you've saved them just getting them off the street. I mean, and then giving them this extra life is amazing.
I know both Fluffy and Grout would have been feral
Oh,
kitties out there, and they probably, I don't know if they would have had asthma. That's the torturing thing, right? Do they have asthma because of us, or do they have it because they would have got it anyway out there? I mean, people burn stuff out here. They probably would have got it anyway, but
you would have gotten it anyway, and the average outdoor cat lives 3 years. They
yeah,
don't live long. They're just not long lived.
yeah. Grout is,
So
I think,
sad.
4 now, or 3.5, or something.
That's
But
great.
uh, anyway,
How old is
okay.
Fluffy?
Don't
How
remember.
old is
So Fluffy would be probably about the same age, maybe. I'm not sure, maybe a little bit older.
like 4 or 5?
I don't know if she's that old. It was like when we got her fixed, they said she had kittens, like just starting up in there, or that she had, no, she didn't have kittens. She wasn't pregnant. They said she had had kittens before.
Okay.
And with Grout, she never, I had her since she was little. She never, we got her fixed before that
Oh,
happened. So that was good. But
yeah.
oh, she wants her rabbit bites. I got to give them to her.
Oh, yeah. Just make sure that one thing about the herbs and giving herbs and supplements is that if they're hungry, they're more apt to, so like if the cats are snacking all the time or getting treats all the time, they're less likely to take the herbs. I'm just, just a thought.
Yeah, that's her, all right. And then I'm like, well, how much of this rabbit bite stuff do I feed her dry? Like, I don't want to dry out. I never see her drink water, you
You
know?
think she drinks water out like when outside?
Maybe, hopefully. I need to put water. I've got a water bowl out on the porch, but I just need to put them around, out there.
Yeah.
Because, and I've got 2 of these water fountains that I haven't even hooked up yet.
Okay.
Um,
And those are great too. And you could have the
uh,
one outside if it works outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, I think you can soak the rabbit and just let her get used to it, and it's like everything. You just put like 2 drops on it at first. So by the time it's all the way soaked, she won't even, like in a couple weeks, she won't even notice it because it's such a slow
Oh, oh, I didn't think about that.
drip.
I
Yeah.
thought we
Well,
watered it way down too much. It was like floating in the water.
yeah. So,
Okay.
and then yeah. So then what I would do is just do a drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, and then I might put it in the fridge so it has time to soak in overnight or something like so that these are all ideas so that the most successful people with cats I think are the people who do things slow, the slower, like literally if they're going to change to a raw diet they do it over like 1 or 2 months, and that nobody wants to do that because everybody gets all excited and wants to do it right now, but like I feel like that's when we get the best results, and the same thing with supplements too, is not to give up too quick, so because it's all about sort of like training them over time because a lot of things are like they're so habit. No, there's not an animal that's more habit, sort of like addicted. They're addicted to a habit or a routine, and they make us go into their routine, more or less training us. But,
Yeah, yeah.
so,
I
but if
know they
we
have
can,
such
I mean,
strong
like
wills.
well,
It's
like the quercitin, like doing like a pinch, like so one capsule could last a couple days with the 2 cats, but doing like a pinch, like in their food, like then because if you could soak that rabbit, you could get stuff like that in there. Because if you soak it the night before and it gets more mushy instead of like sort of like too wet, then you could put a few supplements in it, and then she would take them.
Yeah, because she's very like the closer to a wild animal for her, the better. Like she'll eat, like she's the only one that, well, and Penelope's really good that way too. Like they like to eat the raw or the, like the,
That's
whatever is the
great.
closest to raw, that they like that.
That's great. I mean,
So
that's really
I don't
lucky because so
know.
many people are like, "Oh, my cat won't." I'm just like, "Really? Come on, you got to do it slower. It's got to take like a couple months."
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Right
because maybe
away.
that's why Penelope, because so then I got worried, like, okay, if they suddenly like, is if I put this down for Penelope, she'll eat a whole bunch of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not supposed to, I mean, I know I'm supposed to like do slow because like she threw up last night some canned food that I gave her that was like this tiki cat senior with it was like a tuna, but like it was a bad treat, you know what I mean? Like I think that's what she threw up. I don't know. I don't even
And
know
that
if it's
makes sense. I mean, and I guess that's the other thing is you do want to change diet, but you don't want to do it too much. I mean, so I would try to keep her on one thing for a couple of weeks and just see how that goes in terms of throwing up
okay.
so that she's not. And I do think Tika Cat's really rich. It's got a lot of oils in it. You know, the
That's
food,
a safflower oil. It has,
yeah.
and I don't
See, I know they're not supposed to have that, but you know, it's like, I don't know. There's so many things you could pick apart with all those foods, but I mean, it's not the worst thing out there. It's just that if they aren't used to those oils, the oils are usually a lot of times the issue. And that's why it's so good with the rabbit. That's great. That's a nice,
and
healthy.
then there's this thing, it's called Koha limited ingredient turkey pate.
Yep.
They don't have the limited ingredient available anymore of the wellness brand.
Okay. And this
I
one's
couldn't
good
find it
though.
anywhere.
This one can
So
work.
this
But like,
one,
it
this
probably
one
has.
says turkey, water, turkey liver, ground flaxseed, pumpkin, New Zealand green mussel, agar, and then it gets into some vitamins. It's got some salt, dried kale, cranberries, ginger, turmeric, and then it's just straight vitamins from there.
Yeah, it's definitely worked for a number of my clients.
Oh, okay. You already know it. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but what I would do, even with that, is honestly, I would take one can and I would freeze it in those little mini ice cubes, and I would just do like one little ice cube with some hot water and mix it with the other food. So I wouldn't just give that food because then it's just like shifting too fast, you know.
Okay.
So I think that's
Because I tried to cook, like I tried to do the last thing that you said, where the turkey with 10% organ meat, 2 tablespoons sweet potato, half teaspoon pumpkin, 2 teaspoon combined parsley, asparagus, and with the vitamins. And it would take me like 45 minutes to get everything done. I'm like squeezing like cod liver oil capsules and like
yeah.
mixing stuff and like trying to, and then I didn't have it. I was freezing the meat separately. Then I would have to mix things up because I thought, are they going to, anyway? And then they wouldn't eat it. And then I cried. And I was just like,
No.
I worked like for a week getting, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, first of all, I couldn't figure out like, is it supposed to be half to two-thirds cup of just meat a day and then you add the veggies, or is it half or two-thirds cup after you mix everything together?
I think it's after you mix everything together. And the other thing is with that one, I would do the ice cubes also. So
Yeah,
you
so
don't
I
want to just,
did.
okay.
Right. So then I was like, oh, there's 8 tablespoons in half a cup of food, and there's 2 tablespoons that fit in each ice cube. Eat it, but then they would, and then I'm like, oh, wait, right, I can only put this down on the floor for so long before I have to like throw it away, or maybe that's just raw food that's like, or I can
I
put
mean,
it.
you can mix it in with the other food that they are eating, like, and but I would only use a teaspoon at a time. So you know those little ice cubes? They're like I think they're like champagne ice cubes or something. They're
Okay,
it's a
I've,
tiny,
I've had those before. Yeah.
anyways, because a teaspoon seems like a good amount to try at a time. And then basically for a week you're doing a teaspoon. I mean, so that
So
you're
like, mix
45
that in
minutes.
with the, yeah, like mix that in with the koha or something,
Yeah, yeah,
like whatever they're eating.
at that time, and then it's not such a extreme change because man, that food that you made is the best food that they could eat. But you know, it's just teaching them that. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have any oils. It doesn't have any bad oils, you know. It only has good
Yeah.
oils.
And
So
they liked it, but then when I would try to put uh, like the vitamins in, I mean, actually, Penelope was pretty good at it, but like I think my other cat just ate that. What happens to a cat if they've never had prednisolone and they eat like 4 mil
Once, I
once?
mean,
Okay.
they'll probably drink a lot that night, and hopefully they're not diabetic. That's
No, this is my really healthy dark
oh, she'd
tabby.
be fine.
Yeah, he like, I don't know if he even got into it or not. Since I got him off the dry, he's just been like, he lost weight and yeah,
Healthy.
he's a lot healthier. Yeah,
I
he was
know.
like,
They're like, oh no, now they're healthy. Now
yeah,
they're monsters.
I know.
We
Yeah.
kind of want them a little sick so they don't climb the curtains and destroy all the furniture and
Yeah,
bother us all night.
he's outside a lot, but okay, I'm just looking at my food page here to just see because okay, so 1 teaspoon at a time in the ice cube. Um, so like if they don't eat it, like how long
You put it down for 15 minutes, and
okay.
it'd be so great. You have all those cats, so they have competitive things going.
Oh
To
yeah,
feed
that's
them
one
all
thing
at
I
once, it
noticed.
seems like they would eat better, because they
They
don't want to
do.
be
If they like grouse like that, it's really funny. She'll like turn up her nose, but if another cat comes around, then she starts eating.
I know you've got it all built into your, having so many animals because most people, if they just have one, it's like, oh, it's a big struggle. So you have that working for you. I'd say 15 minutes and then you try it again, and then that's kind of all that you can do, I think. But I think if you mix it in with canned food, it shouldn't go to waste. I don't want anything to go to waste. So
That's the thing is like I'm like, okay, well, how long will this be? And then because I know if I put raw down, like I've read that you can have that down for like 30 or 40 minutes and then it has to go back in the fridge and then you can be do it once more and then you have to throw it out. You know.
I think it depends. I usually do 15, and so I don't throw it out for probably like 3 or 4 times. So I don't know. I think that we're probably, depends on how strong the cat is and how old the cat is and how fragile and all these things. I think doing a cooked diet is a little more easy. It's a little more resilient to going bad.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think you're fine. But they should eat it. Like they should be hungry enough. Just remember that the cats in the wild, they're eating once a day or something. We're feeding them so much more than they know. Even if we're feeding them twice a day, that's way more than they sort of are engineered for.
Yeah. And like Grout is just at 12 pounds, she's fat. I mean, I know that you thought she looked
I
okay,
thought
but she feels she just
you
feels too.
don't want her to get heavier though, right?
But no, it's like she's either too fat now or right on the edge, and she always wants to just bend us to her will, and she's like super good at it. And then I
You guys
worry
need to
about
have like
so
you have to have set meal times, and that's it. There's no you can't.
yeah,
So if it's at 5, it's not at 4:45. It's at 5, and everybody
yeah,
knows. Oh, this don't mess with mom because it's strict. We're saying 5.
right,
Because once
right,
they realize that they can kind of push you around, it's like, oh, now it's 2, now it's 1, and then pretty soon they're eating way too many times a day, and then they won't eat the stuff they want them to eat because they're
yeah.
cookie butts.
So even for Penelope as an older cat, it still should just be like twice a day, right?
Yeah, twice.
And then okay, so the total amount, so like basically two
If they
thirds
get
cup
2/3 is the total
is
amount per day if
per
you were just doing the homemade cook, but you're not kind of, you're doing like
right.
you don't want it to be anywhere near like a cup of food. A cup of food is a lot for a cat. Unless it's a young growing cat with a high metabolism, then you can do a cup of food. But for the most part, with these older cats, and if they don't want to, if they're not moving too much, depends on their activity level.
Well,
So
like Snacky, I have the other feral cat. He's looks to be super healthy. He's really big and he's got a lot of muscle and he's outside all the time,
okay, so
except for
that
when he
cat could
comes in to
probably
eat.
eat a lot more
Like
food.
he could eat like 3 cans every time he comes in. But he just comes like twice a day. Like he's just like, but I think he has worms, which is why he wants to eat all the time too. So I don't know, but he's not fat at all. And I've been feeding him
When
like
you
that for
take,
a long time.
yeah, he may not. When you take Fluffy in, why don't you take a fecal sample for him in?
Oh, I have no idea where he poos.
Oh, okay.
He's like totally outside all the time, except for
Okay.
when he comes in to eat. And he's still pretty kind of wildish, like,
Okay. Okay. So
I
forget
mean,
that
although
idea.
he'll let Ed like scratch him on his head now. So that's just amazingly cool. But um,
How do you check for fleas and stuff like that? Will he let you to make
he
sure
might let Ed do that.
yeah,
Ed
to
is better with the ferals than I am. Like
okay.
he's because he's like he forces them to let him touch him. Like or he just does it. He's like bolder, and he's
Yeah.
like he just there's something about him that they like. They like me because I feed them, but as far as like I have been shy about touching them, and so they're not as used to me. But
Okay, well that's good to have. Geez, that's great. He's helping. But yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you want to flea comb him just to make sure there's nobody that's going to give anybody else. The reason
yeah,
I say that is because the main reason the way they have worms is through tapeworms that they eat the fleas.
okay,
They eat the fleas that they lick because they lick the fleas on them and then they eat it. And then, like 3 months later, you see all the tapeworms.
yeah, okay.
But
Okay, well, so I think we've talked about the food thing. And the supplements, which is like my biggest, I
we were
wrote
talking
some,
about what is the best way to, like, what is the slurry, like the best
oh, the
ingredient
slurry.
slurry?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say like start with just a pinch of quercetin, a pinch of nettle. Like, do you guys have lobelia? Like 1 drop of lobelia, like a little pinch of magnesium. Like to me, that's a great start. And then like later you can try the elecampagne. Maybe the elecampagne they don't like because it's bitter. I don't know.
Okay,
The other
so
things
one
aren't
pinch of
quite as bitter.
quercetin, nettle, one and mag, and then 1 drop of lobelia, like a magnesium citrate or glycinate or
I think you could, I mean, the citrate gets kind of warm in their mouths. So maybe, yeah, if you have a different magnesium source, that'd be great.
because
I mean,
right
technically,
now I have this CalMag D complex for the vitamin thing that you said,
yeah,
but this
but
has
that's
got
good because you're
magnesium
mixing it in
oxide
with.
citrate and aspartate.
Okay,
But I could
you're
just get
mixing that
like
one in. Like when you mix it in with food, you don't worry about it. But like in other words, it won't be an issue. But like if you're just doing a little pinch and a slurry, you kind of maybe want to make sure it's nothing that's going to warm them.
okay, I'll get some mag glycinate.
Okay.
Um, and then I mean that we have different milligram amounts of those, but
And I'm just
like the
looking at like
one
25 to 75 milligrams, like to start with.
okay.
Maybe you would try to bump it up to like 125 if they were like, oh, this is great, no problem. But I mean, it's not a huge amount. It's a little tiny amount. And that way you're kind of getting them used to all these things so that I feel like it's a matter of getting them used to. I mean, I've had people say this to me. My horse won't eat any supplements, and I just look at them and like go, yeah, they will, but they won't do it today. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta be like patient and also like
Yeah,
strict about feeding time, strict about
so
trying.
that they're hungry.
And then they're like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. Like in their mind, it's a really big deal. But then once they realize it's not so bad, they're like, okay, I can do it.
Okay. How do I make the slurry? Like, how do I get that into the dropper? Like into the
Yeah. So what I would do is make it in a
because
little,
the one
yeah.
that I have, I mean, I have this one that they just gave me for this, but the one that I'm using all the
You have a
time,
curved tip syringe, like a 12 cc curved tip syringe would be
I
better.
because I have like this little thing that is
6 cc?
like the
Yeah.
line on this, the
Is
line
that a
on
three
that is
cc?
like point is 4.
Okay. Is it
Like
a 4 cc syringe?
um
It's usually
so
between
it's
three
like
and
it's
six.
like a whole 1 milliliter. I think it's a 1 milliliter.
Okay, see, that's not big enough. You need to have at least, in my opinion, you need to have like a 3 cc minimum, like or yeah, but then like a 6 cc or even a curved tip 12 cc.
Oh, okay.
These
Because
are these are
this one is 3 milliliter. Is that what you're
okay. So
talking
we could
about with
try start
CC?
with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So then you take a
And
little bowl. Just remember, 3 cc's is only half a teaspoon. It's very
Wow.
deceiving looking. It looks big, but it's not. So
Okay.
anyway, so then what you're doing is you're mixing. What would the kitty love? Like a liver juice or maybe, I mean, maybe we go ahead and use some dairy and this kitty's okay with it. I don't know. I didn't muscle test this kitty, but so because if you mix it with a little bit of dairy, like so you put like, say you have a half a teaspoon and you do like a quarter of a teaspoon, some type of, maybe raw milk or maybe goat milk or goat yogurt or goat kefir. And then you take your pinch of quercetin and then you have your little pinches and then you mix it up. Then you suck it into the syringe and then you turn it upside down. I always like put my little thumb on the top. So now I've got it, and I can like, I've got my little slurry and what I do is I don't do it fast in the mouth. I just do a little dribble, little dribble, little dribble so that it's not this like, you know, I mean,
Yes.
that's
Right.
mom.
Because she's not, yeah, because she's not used to that much. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
so just little bits and then good kitty. And then she gets a special, I don't know what she gets. If she likes to be brushed or or that's when she eats. Maybe she eats afterwards.
okay.
And then you just kind of leave her alone when she's eating, sort of like, okay, well, pressure's off type of thing.
If I wanted to do a liver, I would just like,
Make
grind up
liver,
some liver and
and
with
you make a
less
liver
water.
tea. Like, yeah, you make a liver slurry, more or less. Ugh, it would
Okay.
stink, but. Or maybe they like fish. Maybe you want to do a cooked fish, slurry. It's kind of
Okay.
maybe even just the juice in like sardines or something. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking out loud, but just something that will cover up the taste. And it shouldn't be too hard to do. Any of those will work.
Um, Penelope really likes the goat kefir and the goat yogurt.
See, there you go. You've got your base already for her.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that,
she's not at all cool with things going in her mouth, though we've never
oh,
done the thing with her. So I'm going to try to get her to just see if I don't know. She ate the taurine, no problem. But
okay.
then when I got to the calcium citrate, that was like too much powder and she didn't like that. She
Okay.
seems to be okay with everything else. So I'll try feeding her in her food with these things, but with
Yeah.
grout, I think I might do a slurry.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
that's the thing. You might just see what works with the different cats, and then you'll get a system. And once you have a system, then you can kind of just repeat it every day so that it's so that you're kind of in charge of the routine rather than them.
yeah,
You
because
I know animals. They're very bad.
I mean,
They
yeah,
tell us what to do. They
they've
order us around. Oh my
broken
God.
us. They've broken us. It's like, it's really,
You
yeah.
guys need a vacation from them.
And ever since we discovered that she has this, we haven't been anywhere together. That's been a year and a half at least. It feels like way longer of a time.
It's too long. It's
But
too
we're just
long.
not, we haven't gone anywhere. We haven't gone to see family together. We haven't done
Oh,
anything.
no, you have to.
And
You
Ed
have
is like
to.
here with them a lot more than I am. And they beat him
Oh,
up and get him to feed him stuff. So
they're
like
very
by the time
bad.
I
They
get
probably
home,
gang up
they're
on you.
doing their like, yeah, they want their last of the night feeding, but then I go to bed and he's up most of the night. So then he might feed them treats. And so it's just,
Oh, it has to be set times, Honestly, he has to cooperate with you because if they're eating all night, of course, they're not going to want to. They're like, hey, I don't want anything with quercetin in it, but it's going to make their asthma worse too. You really want to have it twice a day. I'm talking about treats and everything.
okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
I know we want to feed them all the time, but it's like they're not built for that. We could play with a toy with them, like, oh, good, you want to eat? Here, we can play with a toy or a little laser toy or something like that.
yeah,
But we're
give them
not
some
feeding
activity.
them. You have to almost like kind of, yeah, he has to think of it that way. And then as far as getting away, I have a question. Maybe it's a dumb question. Is there a place or can you stay with your family with them? Well,
Mhm.
the reason I'm asking about that is I would love to get these asthma kitties kind of in a different environment and see. Well, I mean, you could have the problem. that you run up against, that the stress of doing it might bring on an asthma attack. But the other
Yeah.
thing that could happen is that you would then know if the primary issue is in the house. And it's just a objective question. It's not like, I mean, I know it's hard because it's your house, but like then you would know, oh wow, their asthma's a lot better when we go to such and such place. If it's, especially if it's a dry climate, it would be really amazing information. Like for 2 weeks, though, you'd have to go for a while. But it's just a question, you know,
Yeah.
and
Right.
also get you guys out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever been to Dodge, Iowa? Because let me tell you, I have. And that is where that saying comes from. That place is so bad. Like, I mean, Iowa in general is bad, but then you go to Dodge and you are like, I got to get the heck out of here. This is not good. I mean, I actually interviewed for a job in Fort Dodge. Can you imagine me interviewing for the vaccine? It was in a vaccine town. That's where they grow all the that's where they make all the vaccines. And I'm like, I just interviewed for like a small animal job. And he's like, I said, I could do acupuncture for all your patients. And he's like, and he just looked at me and he said, all I care about and all they care about is they go home with their little bag of pills. I mean, literally said that. And I was
My
like,
God.
oh my God, I'm in the wrong
Like
place.
not
I mean,
here.
as
Yeah.
if I didn't know I was in the wrong
Yeah.
place.
Oh my gosh.
Funny.
Um, oh, uh, I'm just gonna scan my list really quick to see
Yeah,
if
we've got tons of time still left,
um
you
I
know. I'm gonna give,
um
if you want a whole hour and a half, you got me.
okay. Um, let's
I want you
see.
to feel
Get
fresh.
and give sedative. Do you have any tips for how to get a wild cat to come in that's not feeling well?
Hmm.
Oh, not.
Maybe that's fluffy.
Yeah. I just am like, it's so crazy because like
It's gotta be food.
yeah. And when they're having trouble breathing, they have no interest in eating.
I know.
That's what I've discovered. So it's like,
I
and
don't
then the
know.
next couple days we're
What will
supposed
she do
to,
if you just sit out there like in a chair? Like, I mean, will she come to you for reassurance or comfort? Or is it only,
I don't know. I don't think
I
so
mean,
because I
like, can
went
you
out
look at, can
there.
you go
She
out there and
was
see her right now? Is she out there right now?
no,
Okay,
like
because,
I saw her at the fence. I brought her food and I was talking gently to her. And then she started coughing and then she went back in. Like she just doesn't want anything to do with me when she's sick, you know?
it makes sense.
Um, and then Ed went out there to call because he has a closer relationship with her, but she didn't come. So, and then pretty soon it's going to be dark and then it's going to get colder. And then the next 2 days we have people here like sandbagging for us because we have to like try to not get flooded, like protect ourselves from flooding this weekend. And
Oh,
then it's going to be cold. And so it's just like, I feel like, yeah,
stress.
I
That's
mean,
a
it would
lot.
be like, it's just so stressful. I've never had this much stress, like, until having asthmatic cats. There's something about that
I
that
hate
is like
that.
more stressful than anything ever.
It is because
Yeah.
it's because it's air. It's like,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's awful. I
Yeah.
completely know what it's like firsthand.
Oh God. I'm
And
so sorry. Like, I
oh,
just,
that's okay. I was meant to live, because I mean, most people, I almost died many times, but I was meant to keep going and learn all this stuff so I can help. I mean, I would actually love to just help people and animals with asthma. Like if I only did
yeah.
that, I would love to do that because what parents don't realize is that the sugar that the kids are addicted to is part of the problem. Like what you eat,
Yeah.
it's
Inflammation.
triggering it. Yeah, and that I didn't even really know that until like 10 years ago. Or I mean, I kind of
Well,
knew, but
I don't have asthma, but when I eat sugar, I cough.
there you go.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's,
you're aware, like
yeah.
something that I mean, that so, but some people are just unaware. They don't put it together because you always think, oh, it's got to be something in my environment, something I'm breathing, which it is. That's there, that those are there too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But it also can be food for sure.
Yeah, but as far as the kitty that's out, she's just doing what she thinks is right, trying to protect herself.
Yeah.
Because she thinks that if she goes out there that she'll be in better. She's just taking her health into her own hands. So isolating.
I'm like tortured because I realized that I probably made it worse, like by giving her the prednisolone. Like now she's having a worse asthma attack because she was on it. And then for a day now, or a day and a half, she hasn't had any of it. And so like I know when you
Well,
like, do a direct stop like that, then it's just like really getting her now. So I'm like, before she was always so like when Grout gets an asthma attack, which she did like actually like about a week or so ago, but I actually managed to get the little
you
arrow
got the
cap with a
nebulizer on
with
her.
a tiny dose of albuterol on
Yeah,
there, and I didn't even know if she had got a breath. Like it was literally on her face for a split second.
yeah, but
Then she was better immediately, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's incredible!" Like just directly to the lungs like that.
yep,
And meanwhile, I had already given her like 8 milliliters of, because I freaked out. I think she's going to die because literally she can't move. Like she has to like hold herself like super steady and just focus on breathing.
yep.
But like Fluffy's not like that. She can like move around even when she's breathing hard. So she's not as frozen up as Grout. So, but like that was, but now it's worse for her because of this. So I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know
I don't,
because I feel like, they would have it anyway. It's just that I mean, I think no, overall, you just have to look at the overall picture that you're helping them.
yeah,
So don't feel bad about that. And the fact that she's isolating herself is like just her way of trying to take control of the situation. So
yeah.
I think she's gonna be back, but
I
yeah.
just don't know. Like, I just don't want her to die out there. Like, just like have that be it. But there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I don't think we can
She
get
has to come back. She has
like
to decide to come back.
yeah. And like, I mean, she's a super tough cat. Like last year, it was in the middle of snow and freezing cold, and she was out there for like 5 days, and then she just showed up, like, like, oh, here I am. I was just
I wonder
like,
where she
oh
went.
my God. She
God.
used to live down at the bend in the road, so she might have gone down there. But she has a best friend here. There's a barn with tons of hay right next to us. So like there's
Oh,
all kinds of protective spaces.
okay.
And then I have a dog house out there that I'm going to put like a self-warming. I ordered all these self-warming things, which they love. Like they just brought in, um, they brought themselves in. They came in and stayed in like the wildcat, the big guy that's not tame. He was in until like 3 in the afternoon, just lolling about in this
He
bed. So like,
loved it. He's like, I'm not
oh
cold
my
for once.
God, he just loved it. So I'm hoping that that
Well, and
will
can you
he'll
go check for
remember
her in
some.
that barn too with all the hay bales? You could check for her in there.
Yeah. So
But I'm also thinking about hay with asthma. I have to
I
think
know. So that's crazy.
ideal.
I totally like didn't even think of that. And I've gotten hay in past years. So I'm like in the middle of getting rid of all of that.
Mm,
Um, it's just, and then when the weather drops like this and it gets cold, it makes it worse. Like I feel like they both went through this thing of like,
yeah,
oh
I
my
always got it
God,
worse in the winter. I always got it
yeah.
worse. And because a
It's
lot of
it's
that,
like so it was like is and I like the humidifiers, they kind of dry things out in here, but I'm never sure if dry is worse than moist air or.
so
And
ideally we could figure out if they have the dry form of asthma or the wet form of asthma.
yeah.
I mean, you
Oh, I didn't know there was different forms.
two there's yeah, there's two forms. So I have like the dry form. I tend to go towards being dry. And so
Like
that's why
better for
generally,
you.
yeah, so the moisture, But if they have the moist form, which a lot of cats have the moist form, that's why I was like, ooh, maybe you could pop them in the car, bring them to Arizona, see how it is down there.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you have family in Arizona? I have it in my mind that you have family in Arizona.
No,
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 I guess it was
California.
Alaska.
Uh,
Okay.
Alaska, California. Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, darn.
Yeah.
No, anyways. But
Uh,
yeah, they probably have the wet form and then they get worse in the winter. And then you have your inside with like lack of you don't have as much air circulation from the outside. So then and then
yeah.
of course if there is a mold issue or a dust issue or a hay issue or all those things that you're breathing that in, then that aggravates it. So
And I got the air purifier, or I got the helichrysum and the whatever the other one was to put in a diffuser. But
yeah.
then I was like, okay, but that diffuses water into the air, right? Or like, is that like
Well,
gonna,
it's a small amount, and I think it's negligible in our area. And also, you wouldn't put it right where they were. Like you'd put it so that it influences the air, but maybe it's not just like right there, type of thing. Like
okay.
you're-
Okay. I wanted to ask about that because I was trying to figure
yeah,
out what's the best one to
eucalyptus.
get. Like they have ones where you just stick a thing and it kind of emanates. They have ones where it shoots out like this like steam type stuff.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
the one.
okay, and I think they are all good. Can both be good. I did have
Okay.
a question about your air purifier. Do you have an air purifier, like a rabbit air, or do you have, which is what I recommend, or do you have a humidifier?
Oh no, I have all air purifiers. So like
Okay.
I have the rabbit
Okay.
sitting right
That's,
next to the rabbit air right now. Oops, I
yeah,
can't.
that's
Um,
amazing.
and then I have a motley collection. So like yeah, I have the rabbit air. I have a couple of IntelliPures, which are supposed to be good
Okay.
for mold.
Okay,
And
good.
then I have a couple of like cheaper Honeywells that I got. And then I've been fighting with myself, like, do I want to like get another one, like the Jasper or another
Oh
rabbit
my
or
gosh, it sounds
there's
like you have
other.
plenty. Unless you have a
I,
humongous house, you have
I
plenty.
have my house is like 1188, like
Okay. You
1180.
have plenty,
And I
sweetheart.
have
You have
a
plenty.
full size A3E, like a big rabbit air in the kitchen, right next to where Grout sleeps.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Um,
That's
and
great.
and
That's as
be
good as you're
also
gonna
because
get.
the kitchen is where the mold kind of epicenter is, I
Okay.
think. So, and then I have the Honeywells and then
Well,
I
I
have
think
the
you're covering
IntelliPure.
that. You sound like you're covering it, and now it's just a question of trying to get their own immune system working better.
Yeah. So, let's see. Okay, so we talked about that. We talked about that. Um, um, when, oh, how quick do you transition from cooked to raw, do you think? Like, how would you?
Okay. It depends on the cat. Like so an older cat, say like Penelope, you would do it. You might not do it. You might just keep on. So it's an old Chinese kind of belief, and I think it's moderately true. There's some truth to it, that raw diets are harder for older animals or older patients or older people because you get more out of it, but you have to put a lot more into it. So for the younger cats, though, switching them over to raw over maybe 2 or 3 weeks would be like a fast transition. Like I was saying before, the slower you
Oh,
go,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
most successful that you are. And so I honestly, I don't see there anything wrong with just doing like a teaspoon weekly. Like honestly, like you do 1 teaspoon for a week, and then they're like, oh, this is normal. Then the next week, 2 teaspoons.
Okay.
And I actually in the course I have a transition chart. I think I put that in the cat one, but there's a
Okay.
transition chart where it has like the old, the new, and then it has
Oh.
like it has the phases broken
I
down.
don't think I got I'm sorry, I'm so spacey. It's probably the mold or I'm not enough hormones or whatever. I got a transition chart. I remember now from like Mud Bay. They have one, but
Okay.
I
And
don't remember.
I can email you one if
Okay, yeah, because I don't
you don't
remember
have
one
it
in
in
the
your
cat
course.
thing
Yeah.
that you had.
It's
But
just nice to have it. You might even put it up on the fridge, just
and
as
then
a,
can you
yeah.
just describe to me like when you're cooking or putting together raw stuff, like kind of what you do? Like
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, I don't, there's got to be a simpler way. I felt like I was making it harder than it had to be somehow. Like, I just,
Well, were you using ground meat? That makes it easier.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Then you
was using ground meat. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, honestly, I just get my ingredients on the counter. So I have them all there ready to go. So it's not so then they're there. So then all I have is a measuring cup and then I have my containers. I have like little glass containers that I freeze them all in. And so then I just do it almost assembly line. It's like an assembly line style. Um because so I figure out what the animal's going to eat per day and then I'll do like
Oh,
one of the little containers is like a day, but for what you're doing and that you're transitioning, you're just going to want to do it in those little ice cubes. So then in each little ice cube, you turn it into what you were going to do in a bigger way. You're going to do it in a littler way because it's all just like volume related. So it's
yeah.
just proportional. So I'm going to do like 2/3 of that little ice cube is going to be meat and organ meat and 1/3 of the little ice cube is going to be my pumpkin greens. And it might be a teaspoon. It might be, it might be a quart, if I'm going to do it for multiple animals. Because that's the thing is like in the ideal world, you're going to do it for everybody, so like you'll
Yeah.
have
That's
big
what I want.
container. And wouldn't that be great? A big container, and then you just every day you're just like, okay, I'm gonna do half a cup for you for the morning, half a cup for you, half a cup for you. Okay, you're too fat, a quarter of a cup for you, and then add a little hot water, add a couple other supplements, put it down, and you're done. I mean, that's what you want
So
to.
you definitely don't freeze the supplements with the food, right?
I don't, but
Okay.
some people do, and it depends on the supplement. Some supplements are fine to freeze. Calcium, magnesium, fine to freeze. Flax would be fine to freeze. B vitamins are more sensitive to freezing. Amino acids like taurine are more sensitive to freezing. Um,
Need to get powdered forms of and liquid forms of all these so that I'm not
yeah,
pulling apart, so that I'm not having to do all the math and pulling apart capsules and squeezing capsules because that's what drove me absolutely insane.
yeah, and like you
Yeah.
could get the cod liver oil in liquid form, like from Nordic Naturals, and you're just doing like, okay, if I'm going to be doing, I mean, in the little tiny ice cube I'm talking about, you're going to just put like one drop, and that's fine to freeze. So I think you could do it. You just have to.
I mean, I have this thing, the Omega Cat,
Okay, so that is good, except for not for vitamin A.
but not for
That
oh, that's right. We talked about that before. Okay.
But that's okay. That's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. You could just put a couple, like a drop of that, a drop of cod liver oil, a little pinch of vitamin, but and you're making small, tiny amounts because you're still in the position, you're still in the transition. Like they haven't totally accepted it yet. But I would actually add the supplements right away. Like
So
at the
like basically in order to make sure I've got it right, I have to like fill each ice cube tray individually with the stuff, not like make a big thing and then just scoop out into it because I wouldn't
once you
know
get
for
once
sure.
you get like where everyone's converted, then you can scoop it. But right now, I would just do it in the ice cubes because they're not accepting of it yet.
But I mean like but do I have to can I just like mix up a larger amount in my in my
Oh,
like food processor and then just scoop out a teaspoon and put it in there?
yeah, that's
Okay.
the other way to do it. Yep, 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 yep.
So like hoping that basically everything got mixed up.
I
Okay.
mean, like one day they'll get 75 milligrams of calcium, and the early next day they'll get 25, but we wanted 50. It's okay. It's
I was
okay.
just thinking about for the food part, like
Yeah, for
mixing
the
up
food,
like
you don't have to have it like where it's perfect every day. If you have it where it's pretty darn good for the whole amount, and then you're divvying that up,
okay.
that's amazing. But that's why I would throw the supplements in it. And even though it's not perfect, I'd probably just freeze them to get the cats used to everything all at once, but only a teaspoon of it.
Oh, okay. Because basically you're having me do taurine, but you said that doesn't freeze well though.
Well,
And then I have to add that
it's
later.
not perfect because it doesn't it freezes. You're going to like so if I give 500 milligrams of taurine, when I freeze it, I'm probably going to get like 400 milligrams of taurine.
Okay.
Pretty darn
So
good.
you're saying 250. This
But
is like in
But
each
what we're
meal.
doing is we are preparing the cats for everything so that it's not like, okay, because what you're trying to do, what you've been trying to do, it sounds like, is transition them twice. And that maybe isn't so easy. Because like you were just like trying to make all the food without the supplements and then see if they'll eat that. Well, to me, I'd rather have the supplements in there. Maybe it's not perfect the way it's doing it. Later on, I can make it more perfect. I can not freeze those supplements, but what I want to do is I want to get them used to one little tiny teaspoon of everything all mixed together so
Okay.
that the transition is already there for the whole thing. It's just that
Okay.
now we're looking at volume.
That's what I needed to know yeah, because you're right. I wasn't doing that because
Well, and I don't think most people do. Most people are not successful with this. This is like, I'm saying like, I'm gonna say like 2% of cat owners ever get their cats onto a onto what I think is like an amazing diet. And it's some of it's just it's a lot of
I
bad.
mean, even the day that there was a couple days where I got some of them to eat it, and like it was amazing because they didn't need nearly as much food to feel satisfied. They were
Oh,
satisfied for longer.
oh my
Like what's
God.
happening with this canned food
Hmm.
and the kibbles, like they're not all really on kibbles anymore unless it's a freeze dried, raw
Sure.
kibble, is that they just like
They're
they
not
need
full.
more. It's not like feeding them as well as not giving them as much as they
You're
need. And
taking out
so,
the seaweed. You're taking out the additives and like what they do is they put now not so much in your raw. Those actually look really darn good. That's actually looks like the best dye. But in any of your canned food, they're gonna put like now that one is Jojo I think is using agar agar. It's better. It's not gonna cause, but I mean it's still a seaweed. So they're doing like all these like sort of thickeners and da 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 to make it more like little friskies. So and in the homemade food, you're just going, nope, you're not. We don't have to make it. We don't have to make it like little friskies. It can be its own thing. So
yeah.
I think that, and so I think it does. I mean, on the cats that are eating it, like, I mean, I've seen them now over decades and they are doing amazing. They do not look like even half
Okay.
their age. I mean, it's a big difference
Yeah.
in nutrition. And the problem is dealing with the vets. The vets don't understand. And anyway, but at any rate, just dealing with the cats. But I think if you just remember, I'm just going to do a teaspoon for the whole week, like, and then it takes the pressure off you.
Okay.
And then next week, if you were successful with the 1 teaspoon, then next week we're at 2 teaspoons. And then
Okay.
pretty soon, in like a month, you're on 50-50, you know?
So it's 1 teaspoon for the day or for
Yeah.
each meal?
Well, it depends on the cat. I mean, ideally for each meal, but
For each meal.
I
So
mean,
they would
try it
get
for
the
each meal,
two.
but if it doesn't work for each meal, then it's a half a teaspoon, you know?
So then they would get the 250 taurine, 250 calcium citrate, 3 drops cod liver oil,
But
an eighth
they're getting
teaspoon.
that much in like a cup of food though.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so I've got
You're
to
not,
do
so that's what I mean. I think you should make a
inches.
whole diet with the supplements and then and then you're just freezing these little bits of it. So
Okay,
you're not,
gotcha. So
yeah.
basically, I would make. So how much would you make all at once and then
I'd
free?
probably
Like,
I'd probably just do a day's worth, and then
okay,
that's going to be actually enough for 2 weeks worth.
yeah,
I don't know, or it's going to be
okay,
enough for
and
a week's
just a
worth.
day's worth. Put all of the vitamins in there. Put it in the freezer. Okay, this sounds doable now because, like, you should have seen me.
No,
I
it's
was just
confusing.
like,
It's no, you should have seen me do it the first time. I mean, like I had eggs dripping on the counter, and I was like, I mean, I had like liver. It was like, oh, that's not even that's still frozen. How am I going to go? Oh, I'm going to put the liver in the grinder. I mean, it was like a comedy hour. Oh my God.
it was horrible. Yeah, I went literally. I went over to Ed. I was like
I can't do
weeping. I'm like,
this.
I can't do.
No wonder
I
we just
thought,
get
and
canned
he's like, well,
food.
you've been trying to do this for a week. This is like a week worth of stress of you trying to do this with the cats. I'm like, coming unglued.
Just think, only
uh,
2% of people who try to do this get it
and
done.
then what really got me was this turkey with 10% organ meat. So I was trying to figure out what 10%
I mean, it's a rough estimate. So like
of,
if you're doing, if
because I wasn't sure like how
okay,
much
so
turkey,
I
if you
would
got
say,
2/3 cup of the total, then how much turkey is it? That's what I need to know.
Yeah, well, maybe it's too confusing to say 2/3 cup. Maybe say a cup. And then you can bring all your amounts up. So then what I would do is if I was doing a cup total of the whole food, I would do 2/3 of it. I could do 2/3 of it ground meat, and then I could do a heaping tablespoon or even a tablespoon and a half of organ meat. And it's just you're eyeing it because,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then I would add your pumpkin and your, you
How
know,
much pumpkin?
so then to that, if we were gonna bring it up to a cup, I'd probably add 2 tablespoons of pumpkin.
Oh,
And
it
I'd
says
add
half
one.
teaspoon. It said half teaspoon pumpkin. Oh no,
Yeah.
you said 2 tablespoons sweet potato, half teaspoon
Okay.
pumpkin.
Well, it depends. Were we using sweet potato because somebody liked it?
No, you just said
Okay.
to use it.
Okay. I mean, you can use it, but if you don't use it, then you can just use pumpkin. You could just do the two
Okay,
tablespoons,
so 2 tablespoons pumpkin,
and then
or I
add
could do 1 tablespoon sweet potato, 1 tablespoon pumpkin, or something like.
yeah.
Okay,
And then you can do, and then I would do one whole tablespoon of the green mixture if you can. Which
one
green mixture could
tablespoon.
be
Well,
parsley,
you said
asparagus.
parsley and asparagus on
Nice.
there.
Those are nice ones. You can't go wrong with those ones. And
Did
then
you
you,
say? Oh wait, what did you say besides parsley and asparagus?
oh, it depends on what you're trying to treat. I mean, if you're looking at a lung problem, and those are kidneys. So because this was Penelope, right? When we were, so that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
So,
now I'm trying to do it like basically I'm
okay.
trying to do kidneys and lungs.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Let me think. Radish. But see, I'm not sure if they're gonna like radish. Daikon radish, yeah, that's a lung remedy. I actually let's not do that yet because I don't know how well they're gonna like it.
And
Why don't,
also I could do lung stuff in the slurry and
oh
like add
yeah,
it
you
in
could do
there.
that. Yeah, you could do that.
So,
So
because I
the
mean,
other
there,
one you could add, and a lot of cats will go for this too, is fennel. Fennel bulb. It's another kidney strengthener. It's a kidney spleen
oh,
strengthener.
okay.
Now, like when everybody would be like, I mean, something to think about in the future is like in the spring we do a liver detox. So that's when we do our dandelion and our greens. I mean, so you can make it, you can change it, you can change the vegetables based on what you're trying to do. But in the winter, the kidneys are always needing support.
Okay. Okay. And then do I keep I keep the 250, 250, 3 drops. I keep all that supplement the same.
I think you can for now, and
Okay.
we can revisit this like, but
Okay.
yes, yes, just say yes.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
add more
Good.
calcium than that. It's a little calcium low. It's probably a little magnesium high. You can on the taurine, you can add more taurine than that. But see, it depends on the organ meat. If you're doing more heart, I don't want to make it more confusing. If you're doing more heart tissue, then you don't need to do as much. It's kind of like that's your natural coenzyme Q10. That's your natural taurine.
Mm.
It depends on what kind of meat you're using. If you're using red meat, if you're using the thigh meat of the turkey, then you're getting taurine that way.
The other thing I was going to ask was what kind of meat so you said turkey, beef. Is there anything that's in particulars like
If you
better
eat,
than another one
so
or
remember that all the muscles that move are higher in taurine. So when you look at something like wild hunted venison, it's going to be the highest in taurine of any of your meats because the deer, they just move, they move, they move. If they're farmed venison, then they're not going to be moving like that. So their taurine levels. But on the turkey, wild free range turkey and you're using thigh meat is like amazing. Like that's very good. Not as good as the venison, but on the organ meat, if you're using a significant amount hard, you can even go up on your organ. So I don't know if you want to be this complicated, but so for right now,
Oh, I was thinking about for the main part of the meat, like not the organ meat, but the main meat
bison,
one.
bison is
Like,
fantastic because you know what? Guess what? You cannot factory farm them. They have to live
okay,
outside. So guess what? That means they're moving.
wild. Yeah.
So
Okay.
bison is amazing. That's actually my favorite.
And you said like for Penelope, like she had that stomach fire. Like are some of these meats supposed to be like warmer and cooler and
Yeah,
like
I mean, bison, yes, they are. The most cooling meats are probably pork, and duck. Um,
he hates duck. I don't know
Okay.
how she feels about pork.
And you can cool it with the vegetables too. So
Oh,
you don't
okay.
have to think. So, I mean, unless you're using a hot meat like lamb, which I would,
Okay, so no lamb.
yeah, no lamb is hot. Unless she still doesn't, she may not have the stomach fire now. I don't know. Does she still have polyphagia where she's trying to eat, 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 eat?
No.
Okay, so then she doesn't have it anymore. So don't worry
Okay.
about it. Just feed her any
Okay.
old meat. Yeah, make it
Okay.
simple. No,
Okay.
see that that's the number one symptom of stomach fire. So if you don't read tongues, that's the symptom that you read.
Okay. I mean, she still is a little bit that way, but not nearly as much as she was
Well, there you
when
go. You cured it.
I was coming in. I don't know how we did that because
You cured it.
I
Oh,
haven't been successful at getting any the lemon balm tea in her. Basically, I had my meltdown.
well, yeah, but
And
you
then
changed
life
your
happened and
diet.
then I'm like, "Oh my God, I have to get back on this, you know."
Well, but you changed her diet though.
Yeah, I kind
Well,
of have.
I mean, you did. You took her. So she's still getting a little bit of the. Wait, now I'm confusing
She's
cats.
not getting any chicken.
No
I took
chicken.
everybody
Okay.
off chicken and I was giving her chicken.
Okay. Well,
With
that's
community.
right
So
there.
now it's
You just
like I've
cured it.
got her more on that like turkey limited thing and then whatever else,
So she,
but
yeah, you basically cured her stomach fire with her
okay,
diet, which is
okay,
it's just
okay.
shows you how, I mean, don't you feel so sad that people don't know all this? And
Yeah,
it makes me cry like every day. I'm just like people just don't have any idea. And I'm trying, like I have my YouTube, I have my course, like I am trying to like be as but I mean the vets don't know. They don't even know
yeah,
what stomach fire is. So
yeah.
it's heart-wrenching.
And I haven't been well wait, I'm almost done scanning
Oh no,
this.
yeah,
Okay,
go
we
ahead.
talked about Eric, which how to get in a and I need to basically I need to get the regular vets to get me another prescription of albuterol and then I mean I really need to train Grout on taking her medicine this way, like through
It'd be
the
amazing.
aerocat.
I mean, albuterol is not without its problems, but for it is 1,000 times better. Like, yeah,
Well, and they can give me like I got a prescription for the steroid, not the albuterol, but like the same thing that I'm giving the prednisolone, but by air.
I know. I that
So,
doesn't work as well.
oh, so
Yeah,
you
that
think the albuterol is
mhm.
better for doing
Well,
the
it's more acutely. If you're looking to acutely help a situation, it's going to be a lot better. The steroids work better internally than they do through the lung.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
I
No.
don't think so. I think the albuterol works very well topically, but at least in my experience, the steroid inhalers are not as effective as the steroid internally.
Okay, so basically, what we want to do is I'm going to get some albuterol for those emergencies, and then I'm going to work with all of the herbs and diet to get her so that she doesn't need as much of the pregnant and like yeah. And
That's
I
it.
just haven't started on that program yet. But
That's
like
okay.
I feel like now that we've talked about the slurry, now that we talked about the food
Yeah.
and 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 when you said where did the quercitin, nettle, magnesium, that is for that, right? For lungs.
Yeah. I mean, it's for the immune regulation that needs to occur because if they're immune dysregulated, they are sitting ducks for whatever immune disruption they're going to have. So asthma is just it's a deep seated, I think it's a Wei Yin. It's a Wei Yin in Chinese medicine, the deepest seated imbalance. It's just that some of us are lucky enough to have it right out the gate. Like I almost died when I was 2, right? I turned blue.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my mom, they're in their 20s. I don't even know,
Yeah.
I don't even know why they have, I mean, they're like 21 going, boy, she's a different color and she can't breathe.
Oh
You think we should
God.
go to the hospital? So they get me to the hospital and the hospital's like, oh my God. And they take me in the back and that's my first, EpiPen steroid.
Yeah.
And I was 2.
Yeah.
I mean, so and I'm not on anything now. It's just like, so, I mean, I got way worse after that. I had like pneumonia, I think 10 times before I was 12.
Oh,
I was on
Dawn.
antibiotics so many times when I was a kid.
Oh my
But
God. You
you
had
know what
so
though?
much work to do.
Yeah, but it's okay because if I
You
didn't have that
learn. That's how we
experience,
learn. We get sick and
yeah.
we learn.
Otherwise, like, how would I know to help people with their cats or
Yeah.
even, I wish that parents knew all this too.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing we could do, Katie, and we can talk about this later though, is that we could put this conversation that we're having, we could put it as a podcast, if you were open to it,
Oh, anything to
out
help other
there.
people. Yeah.
Well,
I
that
mean,
would be generous of you because you paid for it and it's
oh, I don't
private
care. God.
information, but
Oh yeah.
um,
No, I mean, I don't, anything that could help because that was, yeah. And I mean, the more resources that people have, and
yeah,
like,
I think so.
I was gonna ask you, like, as far as, I mean, I think I have enough to work with here, but I haven't like gone on the Facebook page yet, except for I see the
Okay.
little, oh, new member,
I know, but
because
I
I
don't know
just,
how
it's
they
like,
keep saying I'm inviting them. I'm not inviting them. I'm like, they're not invited. But of course, I don't know how to work anything. So I'm like, I guess they're invited now. It's kind of like a party they're having. You're like, this is supposed to be just like
I'm
five
so sorry. It
people.
was my great big grand
No,
idea,
it's
but I
actually
was
really
like,
cute. No. It's super cute. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names on there, and it's good. I'll start working with it more. I've been so overwhelmed because I am starting
yeah,
this podcast, and I'm trying to set up vets for that, and like I really want to get like a lot of vets that are like kind of more like
yeah,
really in the community,
yeah.
that are holistic. So I really want to.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so I've got like two set up today. I'm gonna try to I want to set up five. If I can do five,
Wow.
that seems like a big
Yeah.
accomplishment
Yeah.
for me because
No,
just
you're
I'm trying to do
awesome.
all the
It'll
other
be so
stuff.
great. And like I mean I have so much, more education to do. I mean, I did the class, but then there's all of your YouTube videos. I know I can get a lot of information from there too. It's just
Yeah.
trying to
Have you watched the YouTube video I did on cancer with
n-
cats?
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Okay, because that one, I think it's really good as far as education. I would love to get feedback on that one.
Okay, I will
Um,
get that one.
anyway, when you get a chance, I'm gonna put something else on your plate.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's like all of our health is like we're having a bunch of health problems at the same time as the cats. And I think that is, I mean, I'm gonna get like that test to see about mold or whatever, like that P test that you do, organic acids test. I'm gonna get one of those and see
Yeah, that
and have
sounds
the
really
house
good.
tested. But it's like that the whole thing of like, okay, we need to get out of here, I'm guessing, because we don't have the money to get things remediated. But then it's like, oh God, now it's raining.
I know.
I don't know
I
how
just saw
she's
that it was raining. I'm
I
like,
don't
oh my
know how
gosh.
she's gonna survive this.
Well, she's a
Because
cat. Oh, Katie, she's a cat.
wow,
Don't worry. She's probably like tucked up in that barn somewhere, just sleeping it off.
wow.
Cats are
Yeah,
resourceful.
we'll
So,
just try to and the my last question, because I know it's probably about time right now, um, is and we have another telehealth at 3. We're
oh
like,
no. Oh my
oh,
gosh.
it's about to. Okay, very last question. Here we go. The thyme oil, because I said described to you that she sounded like she had kind of a wet cough at one point, but then I had given her the drugs, and so I didn't really hear her cough. And this today, when I heard her cough, it didn't really sound wet. But how would I give her the thyme oil? Like,
So the thyme oil would probably be in the diffuser.
okay, okay,
Yeah. And
thyme oil and
thyme
diffuse.
is the single best herb for the respiratory tract.
Okay,
If you have two
so
cats, you could throw it in your food too. Little thyme powder in that food. Maybe not now, but once they get turned over to it, switched over to it.
okay,
Thyme is an incredible thing to do um, for the respiratory tract.
okay.
It's also infection prevention.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's like really amazing.
Yeah, it's a great herb to grow. You
Okay.
can make a tea.
Okay, so basically, I just need to go through all this stuff, make all my notes, order all my stuff, and then just get on it. So,
You do,
thank
but
you so
yeah,
much.
but don't stress out over it because stress is also a
Yeah.
factor in all of our lives. Don't make it a stressful thing. Just try to whittle away at it and realize,
Well, I feel like I only have a certain amount of time because like the vet that comes out that gives the prescription for grout, she said, well, 10 is the highest that they can go. And if I'm
oh,
like up to like 5 now, like I'm like I don't like before when she put me on and she was like 2 or 3, she said this is not an immunosuppressant dose, whatever
yeah.
dose she started me
Well,
out on.
that's what they read, and I would say I would always say that they've never been on it themselves, so they don't know that for a cat, an immune suppressive dose is a pretty low dose.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just
So
depends on what you
basically,
mean by that. That's actually not an objective
yeah.
terminology, immune suppressive, because it is immune suppressive. That's what it's doing. That's how it's working.
Yeah,
But
that's
what
what I
she means
thought.
is like it's not like over somehow a really high dose or something like that. But
Right, making it so that she can't fight off other things that are
yeah, it's
incoming.
not going to like
You know?
make it so an infection comes in, but that
Yeah,
would have to be
I
like
think that's
over
what she's.
10 milligrams or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's
basically,
we're screwed up when it comes to
I
pregnancy.
feel like I am on a time. I'm on a timeline with this because the more every little bit that I raise it more, and I try to get it down, but then oh, okay, no, like that's the problem too. If I try to get it down, and then she has an asthma attack, that makes things worse. That's what I did last
You
week.
have to do you have to do the supplements that will prevent the attack,
Yeah,
and you have to start those soon so that they
yeah,
have time to work. Because then
yeah.
that take 2 weeks to work, and then
Right.
so that you're
That's the quercitin, nettle, magnesium,
yeah,
lobelia,
yeah,
thyme,
that may take
like, and then all the, yeah. So basically, yeah, I need to get those going and then it'll just be a pinch. So who knows how long it'll take to get her, except if I go slurry wise.
if you go
Well, no,
slurry
you
wise,
said,
still make it a pinch. Still make it a pinch because it's an adaptation. They're going to have to adapt to everything.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's okay. Pinches are
okay,
great. Pinches are a lot in a 9 pound cat.
okay.
So just make it
So
go
basically,
slow.
1 pinch of 100 milligrams, basically, whatever that is. So we'll just have
Yeah,
to
I
figure it
mean, just
out.
realizing that you're like on the quercetin, if you're using the super quercetin, it's 400 milligrams per capsule. So my ideal dose would be a fourth of a capsule. I'm going to use a pinch, but maybe I'm going to slowly try to go up,
Yeah,
even if I get closer to
100.
75. Yeah, but even if I get closer to that, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, nothing's perfect. And if we can just kind of inch our way towards that direction
Okay.
and then monitor symptoms because some cats don't need 100 milligrams.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're so welcome. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. I love doing
Yeah.
telemedicine stuff.
Yeah, me
So
too. All
anyway, if
right.
you have any other questions, you can shoot them on an email, and I'm going to send you the summary of this. And
Okay.
and if there's a
Okay.
problem getting it or something, just let me know because I can figure
Okay.
out a different way to get it to you.
Okay. All righty.
Okay. Take
Okay.
care.
Thanks, Donna. All
Thank
right.
you, Katie. Have a
Bye.
great
Bye.
day. Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye bye.